Hi, friends. Welcome back to the Heart AF podcast. I'm your host, Chelsea Van Buskirk, and today is such a special episode because it's my very first one back after a long pause. This show is all about getting real about life's hardest seasons, healing from them, and finding our way back to hope, love, and empowerment. I've missed being here with you, and I can't wait to share this new chapter together. Let's dive in. Hey everyone, I've missed you so much. First, I just want to thank you for being here, for listening. It's been a long time coming, me getting back, on the mic, on the camera, recording. I'm so happy to be back, bringing the Heart AF podcast back and bringing my voice to the world again. It's been a while, it's been a long while. And honestly, it was really hard to come back because as much as I've been wanting to come back for a while, it was really scary to come back because I've been gone for a while, and I think there was a lot of guilt that I felt for kind of disappearing for a period of time. But at the same time, sometimes we go through things in life where we need to take a pause and a step back. And man, that last year, 2023, was just a continuing like windfall of so many things that were going on in my personal life and in my family life and in the different dynamics and relationships within my family life. And it was super painful. It was super hard. And one of the biggest things that I feel passionate about doing this podcast is always being raw, real, upfront, and honest with everything I'm going through. And at the time, it was really hard to be honest and truthful with where I was at because it was just that painful. It was that difficult. And there were a lot of people close to me involved with all these painful moments. And I didn't know how to be honest and truthful without throwing them under the bus or airing out dirty laundry. And I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to hurt these people that I love that were involved with some of the things that I was going through and struggling with. But like I said, I'm very happy to be back. Being back to this platform, being able to speak and use my voice is just something that is very important to me because it's something that I feel called to do. Like I feel called to speak truth and to put my voice and be honest and get that out in the world. And suppressing my voice for so long has been very difficult. I feel like a part of myself, my soul was dying inside, so to speak, because I wasn't speaking my truth. I wasn't using my voice the way that I like to use it, And yeah, so thank you. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your continued support and your excitement as we've been ramping up to relaunch. So, welcome back. Welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, so what a wild freaking ride. Like I cannot believe I've made it to this point, honestly. And that's the whole point of this podcast. It's all about those hard seasons that we go through in life, right? Like we come to these moments, we have these experiences that really throw us off, that knock us down, and it's really hard to navigate. It's really hard to find that hope and a way out of it. Sometimes you can get really lost in it, and a lot of times we experience things that bring up old wounds that we may have thought we've healed or been over. Maybe we've pushed them down and dismissed them for such a long time, and then something happens where it reopens, right? And I have a teacher that says it's all about excavating the wounds, right? Like you're peeling back the layers. And we can heal these certain wounds, right? And we may not heal them fully. And I think that's part of our soul growth, our soul lessons that we're meant to learn, right? Like our life will bring us back experiences again and again until we learn the lesson, until we heal that wound, right? Like things will keep coming up to reignite, to reopen that, to have us look at it, something that we may not have wanted to fully heal. Maybe we're numbing it to some extent in our life. And so life has a funny way of showing us what needs to be healed, what needs to be looked at, what needs to be dealt with. And it's all for our evolvement, right? Like it's all to bring us back home to ourselves, to love ourselves and to heal these things so that we can be empowered and realize like what we're meant to learn in this lifetime, right? Like it's giving us those lessons to evolve, grow, and expand. Life is hard, right? Life is so hard. And one of my favorite quotes is the pain in life is inevitable, but our suffering is not. And that's something that has always stuck out to me because it's so true, right? Like painful things happen. People are human and we make mistakes. No one's perfect. And so whether we intentionally or unintentionally hurt someone else, or somebody intentionally or unintentionally hurts us, like that's real, right? Like we're human, that our human experiences, we are going to have painful moments and tragedies that impact us. But it's also part of that human experience to kind of get back and reconnect with our soul and with our heart and with that divine love, our God, whatever name you want to place on that higher power that is, both outside of us and within us. Like it's coming back home to that and reconnecting with that faith, to help give you that strength to find that power within you to again heal and see things from a different lens, and to see what you're really capable of, how strong you are, and what these experiences actually provide you. Like what are you getting, what are you learning from these experiences, right? And again, going back to the suffering, all of our suffering is in here. It's all caused by ourselves. I'm telling you, the suffering is in the meaning we give to our experiences, right? What meaning and what stories are we telling ourselves? What meaning are we giving to these experiences? That is the main problem. And that is all our mind, our ego. Our ego wants to keep us safe. It wants to hold on to those victim stories. It wants to look for the evidence to prove you right that, of course this would happen. Of course I don't deserve, happiness and love and joy and whatever. Like, of course. And it goes back to a lot of our childhood stories or a lot of our childhood traumas or things that we experience as young children that kind of plants this seed within us, that seed of doubt. And, it's the conditioning that we like get put on where we're so focused on external things that we forget that internal worth within, that internal love that's always there. We forget it. It's so easy to forget. And it's like I said, it's like our minds, our egos are programmed to always seek out like the worst scenario possible. And it creates our suffering. And sometimes things do happen. People do hurt you. And the thing is I think we get hung up on this dynamic of, well, this person wronged me, this thing happened to me, and that wasn't okay. And it's hard to get over that kind of justification, or it's hard to just like feel like we're accepting it, because I think there's a part of our ego that's like, oh, well, if I'm moving on and like not giving this any attention, then basically I'm saying it's okay to treat me this way. And that's not the case. Moving on, forgiving people, seeing things in a different way never discounts or dismisses the hurt or suffering that someone else may have caused you, right? Like, we're not dismissing anybody's behavior or things that they have done that were wrong. Like, it's not about dismissing or get letting them off the hook, so to speak, but it's more about yourself and allowing yourself to move on, so to speak, or to move through these painful circumstances, to not hold on to what one thing, what one person did to you, and let that cause pain and suffering for the rest of your life. Like, you don't need to carry that. It's too heavy, and it gets us in that victim mindset, right? Like, we always talk about kind of that, what is it? It's like the victim mindset versus like the abundant mindset, or like, closed-mindedness versus open. I'm not saying it right. That there's a different word for that, but you get what I'm saying. Like, you have like two ways of usually looking at things, and I guess you could circle it back down to fear and love. Like, you're either seeing with that fear lens or your love lens, which to me speaks to ego versus our spiritual soul, divine God self, and there's like this battle between that, right? There's like the human self and the spiritual self, and there's like that internal battle that makes things very hard. So circling back, like getting back to it, yeah, I was going through a lot. I was going through a lot. There was a lot of things going on in my marriage and that relationship. And there were things with my children. Like, I have two, well, my middle daughter will be a teenager in January, but my oldest, she'll be 15 shortly. And then I've got my 12-year-old who's almost 13. And then I have my youngest who's 6 now. And so, having like teenage daughters who are in middle school and dealing with that middle school life, like, it was really hard, really challenging, like a lot of mental health issues. That's just a hard, hard time to be growing up, right? Like, not only just that age gap and the mean girls stuff. I mean, it was brutal, and we dealt with a lot of things there. And so I'm happy to say that, I am still growing, I am still learning, I'm still healing a lot of these things, but at the same time, like, I'm happy to be past that kind of ocean of suffering where I just was stuck in it for so long. And I think it's hard because we get it's really what it is a trauma response, right? Like we remember and we hold on to these traumatic experiences, and so then our body and our nervous system is then wired for that trauma experience. So then we're like always, our radar is always tuned in to like watch out for the next thing that might hurt us, right? Like we're constantly like we become vigilant and like seeking out like, oh, they must be out to hurt me, like it's crazy. And then we start ruminating and creating these stories that might not even be real, but it's just like our nervous system that's heightened, and it's always trying to protect us. And in protecting us, it's actually closing us off from like having, real intimate connections with other people, or actually seeing the good and the things that are actually right in front of us. We kind of lose sight of that because we're so attached. Our nervous system is so unsafe and just wants to keep us safe. And so keeping us safe means being on high alert, being hyper vigilant, always thinking somebody's out to get us, always, kind of looking out for like the next shoe to drop, so to speak. And that's just something that gets implanted in us from, whatever traumas we've experienced as young children, and even as, young adults and growing up. Like each traumatic experience just keeps like adding to that bank, like adding to that. And the challenge is getting out of it. It's getting out of it. And so that's what this podcast is all about, is getting out of it, right? And it's knowing that you're not alone. You don't have to be alone in it. Like, I mean, it was really hard for me because I was suffering in silence a lot. Like from the outside, things probably looked like they were fine, but internally I was just dying. I was so broken. I felt so broken and alone, and it felt shameful to even try to talk about what was really going on, right? Like there's a lot of shame we hold in wanting to open up about what we're actually experiencing, and opening up about that. Like that's something that's very vulnerable, and can and hold a lot of shame and guilt and those kind of lower vibrational feelings. But I want to change that. I want to let you guys know that you don't have to be alone, that there is a safe space for you where there is no judgment, and that many people have gone through very similar circumstances, and maybe not everybody's story is the same, but the feelings are the same, right? We experience the same kinds of painful feelings, and the same feelings of feeling broken and stuck, and like not being able to see the way out, or seeing like what's on the other side. Like a lot of times we want to be able to see the future, right? We want to see how this plays out, and want to keep us safe. Like we want to protect ourselves from being hurt again. And the problem with that is when we get so wrapped up into that, like, I want to keep myself safe. Like, it was a mistake to be vulnerable. It was a mistake to have this relationship with this person because look at how hurt I got. And, love's not worth doing that. Like, I don't want to put myself out there again because it just means I'm going to get hurt. But that just closes you off from all the love that is there, from all the opportunities that you do have to have these amazing connections with people that, do show up for you and do put in the effort to have, relationships that are, soul filled. So I did at one time have a private Facebook community for those who that listen to the podcast, and so I will be opening that up again. And again, the intention is to have that safe space where you can have a place to share or be as open and intimate and vulnerable as you want to be. And it's a safe space where things are private, and they're kept in a non-judgmental way, so that you can feel safe, heard, validated, but also be encouraged that this isn't the end here, right? Like where whatever you're going through, whatever's going on, like this is not the end for you, right? Like it can feel like that. It can feel like we can't see how this is going to get better, but it does. I've said before in a previous episode, or it's something that I like to talk about a lot, is using the analogy of the sun. Like the sun is always there. It shines every single day. Never goes away, right? It's always there. Whether the earth is turned and it's nighttime and we just can't see it right now, whether it's daytime and it's cloudy and it's raining today, like the sun's still there. We just can't see it because the clouds are covering it, right? But it's still there. It's the same thing with like that love inside of you, and with like the joyful, like you can get to the other side, there the sun is always shining. Like there is always something better ahead for you, right? It may not always look the way that we pictured it or the way that we thought it would go, but it doesn't mean that it's the end, right? Like there's so much opportunity and so much available, like opportunities for you, that you just don't know, and you can't give up. Like that's the bottom line, is you can't give up because you just don't know what beautiful opportunities or love connections or amazing relationships, and just there's so much that's available to you. But you cannot close yourself off, because if you close yourself off, you're never going to know, you're never going to be able to allow yourself to receive those things, you know? So I, again, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome back. And, we're gonna gear up. This is gonna be great. I'm so excited to come back again every week. You can expect episodes every week. I'll be doing a combination of solo shows, just again, kind of taking a look at some of my own personal experiences along my journey of healing and getting, past a lot of these different things that I've experienced. And then I'm also going to be doing a lot more interview shows. So you can expect to have, 1 to 2 interview shows a month. With other people. I've got a lot of, friends in my community, other healers that do different kinds of modalities as far as, healing and spiritual growth and just other women who've gone through some shit, right? We've all got a story. We all have a story. So just getting to know some other people that have overcome things in their life, and how they've done it, and just really working at building a community where you can feel safe, seen, heard, and empowered. I mean, at the end of the day, the thing that I want so much is for you to get re-inspired and to find that hope and to know like that you have that power within you to make it on the other side. And not only that, but that there is joy available, there's love available for you, and that there's so much like there's so much that you can get out of life, that whatever hard thing you're going through, like it doesn't have to be the end, and it doesn't always have to be this way. We get stuck into thinking like, oh, this is just what happens. This is just my life. This is just my luck, right? Like we get caught up in that cycle. And no one wants to be around that. Like you don't want to be around that. Like I know when I was in my little pity party, like no one really wanted to be around me. I didn't want to be around me, right? Like the goal is to pick yourself back up and know that you have everything within you to make it through. And I'm going to be that person that helps support you and give you, tools and stories and helpful solutions to just help you along your way, along your own unique journey, right? So I'll wrap the first episode here up with that, and just kind of letting you know like what to expect here going forward. I'm so excited to get back into this. Like I said, like this is just something near and dear to my heart. Like I'm ready to get back at it. I'm ready to, connect with you guys again. We're going to be talking about all kinds of super fun topics. I'm going to be covering everything from grief to betrayal, our traumas, struggles we go through with relationships, within our marriage, with friendships, just people that we interact with in life, talking about, struggles in parenting and how to be a mother when maybe our parents didn't really show us how to be, like we didn't have the best role models as our own parents, and then now we're parents ourselves and navigating those challenges. And we'll talk about, hearing from different experts in spirituality and other healing modalities. I'll dive into energy work and all things about self-love and healing ourselves, and we'll talk about soul contracts and lessons that we learn. Like I just want to talk about life and just filling ourselves with self-love, and most of all just empowerment, empowering ourselves to make it through these hard times in life and really be able to rise up again and live our lives and open ourselves up to the amazing opportunities that are around us, and opening ourselves up to all the joy and abundance we can, expect in our lives, like being able to expect that instead of being stuck in those moments of expecting the worst or waiting for the other shoe to drop, like working through these things that keep us stuck in our suffering. And I just want you to be able to live the most joyful life, and just be filled with happiness and find that joy, and find your spark again and just get reignited. And again, just coming back to that empowerment. That's what it's all about. So let's do this. Let's live heart AF, right? Like let's fucking do the thing. I'm so excited to be back with you. And yeah, let's do it. Please, if you think this show could benefit any of your friends, like share the show. I love getting reviews and ratings. That's so helpful for me as I grow my audience, and getting the people that need to hear these messages and to hear this voice. Like share it with those people that you think need that inspiration, that motivation to get inspired with hope and feel empowered again, right? Like share those with your friends. If you leave me a rating and a review, I will begin reading those. So I'll be reading them out loud, just sharing them. So if you want a chance to get a shout out and hear your review read, please leave a review. It means so much to me. And I am going to be doing a drawing. So anybody that leaves a review, you'll get put into a drawing. And each month, I will get whoever did reviews that month, I will be giving out a $100 Amazon gift card. So all you have to do, leave a review, give me a screenshot of that review you left, and you can either send me that screenshot in a DM on my social media. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook. My handle is at chelsea.vanbuskirk, or you can send me an email. It's info, I-N-F-O, at chelseavanbuskirk.com. I will have all those links for you in the description, the show notes of the episode. But again, thank you so much for being here with me. I'm so happy to be with you every week again. And if there's any topic you guys want to chat about, if you want me to discuss anything with you, if you guys have any questions that you want me to answer, you can always send those topics to me again, DM or email. I'm happy to, answer questions. I think that would be fun to do a Q&A episode, once a month or something like that, depending on what you guys want. But anyway, I hope you guys are all doing well, and I can't wait. I'll see you next week. Let's go. Woo! Heart AF. Peace. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today on the Heart AF podcast. If this episode inspired you, share it with a friend who could use a little hope right now. And don't forget to leave a rating and review. Not only does it mean the world to me, but it also helps others find the show. Plus, every month I'll be choosing a review at random to win a $100 Amazon gift card. So make sure you screenshot yours and send it to me on Instagram at chelsea.vanbuskirk. I can't wait to be back with you next week. Until then, keep choosing love, keep choosing hope, and let's live Heart AF.